What's up, guys? Justin McVeigh here. We are doing our predictions video for Impact's Hard to Kill pay-per-view for January 16th. We're going to go through all matches confirmed for the pay-per-view and who we have winning each match. Here we go. The Women's Tag Team Championships. So that'll be the Knockouts tag titles between Havok and Nevaeh, Tasha, Steelz, Kiera, Hogan. So we've had Havok pin both people. Same goes for Kiera Hogan. They've both pinned their opponents to win. So Kiera Hogan and Havok have gotten both victories for their teams. But how they got there is going to be what I'm going to explain right now. Because you have Rosemary pinning Kimberly, Jazz pinning Renee Michelle, Kiera Hogan pinning Delmy XO, Havok pinning Alicia, and then in the semifinals, you have Hogan pinning Taya Valkyrie, the longest reigning Knockouts champion in Impact history. Taya Valkyrie gets pinned by Kiera Hogan thanks to a distraction from Deonna Purrazzo. This was going into final resolution, actually. And Deonna Purrazzo, current Knockouts champion, was in a rivalry with Rosemary. So that's what caused Hogan and Steelz to win that match. You have Havok and Nevaeh. They had to go through Alicia and Tenille Dashwood and Jordan Grace and Jazz. Havok pinned Jazz actually after a tombstone pile driver. So both teams looking very strong. Now, based on what I think is going to happen, I would like to see Havok and Nevaeh walk out with the tag titles. I'm thinking it's going to be Hogan and Steelz. I'm gonna go Hogan and Steelz for this one because they've been on a roll. They've beaten Havok and Nevaeh before. So I'm gonna go Steelz and Hogan for this one. For the Knockouts Tag Team Championship match. I'm gonna go Steelz and Hogan for this one. Alright. So we have Hogan and Steelz. But who do I think is gonna get the pinfall on each is the question in the match. It's gonna. I have Hogan pinning Nevaeh in the match to win for Hogan and Steelz. So that's gonna be interesting. Next is what is going to be the main event of Hard to Kill. It's the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. Yes, I just said the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega winning. And the Good Brothers, the Impact World Tag Team Champions. So you had the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega and the Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, on one side. All right, there we go. And then you have the former World Tag Team Champions, Motor City Machine Guns. Yes, I said the Motor City Machine Guns. Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, and the current Impact World Champion, Rich Swann, in a six-man tag team match. Between Swann and the Guns, I actually just saw this on their Instagram. 10 X Division Championship reigns, 2 World Tag Title reigns, 2 World Title reigns. So I think this is going to be a killer match. Kenny and the Good Brothers, world class athletes, world travel, former Too Sweet Bullet Club members, BC4L. You don't know that. Bullet Club for life if you didn't know that. in Tokyo, Japan, actually, where they used to do things with Balor, current NXT champion Finn Balor, AJ Styles, um, who else? Jay White, just recently. Switchblade, yeah. Jay White, yeah. So I think this is gonna be a killer match. And then you have Swann, who's a former WWE Cruiserweight champion. Um, he's competed with guys like Cedric Alexander, TJP, Kalisto. He's competed against some of the highest flyers in the world. So I think Swann is gonna kill in this match. He's gonna prove that he's gonna be hard to beat. And I know the Guns will too. Gallows and Anderson, former two-time Raw Tag WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, beating Sheamus and Cesaro for the belts at Royal Rumble 2017. They beat the Usos and now known as FTR, the Revival, on an episode of Raw going into, I want to say, SummerSlam 2019. And then Omega just being recently beating John Moxley for the AEW Championship, formerly known as Dean Ambrose. So I think, but you may be wondering, what's my prediction? I have Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers winning the match. You just saw what they did on AEW Dynamite to everyone, to Danny Limelight, Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison. You just saw it. So I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go with Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. My prediction on who's gonna win, get the winning fall, I have Kenny Omega pinning a Motor City Machine Gun. That's gonna happen. So I think it's gonna happen in the match. So my opinion is Kenny Omega gets the winning pinfall in the match to win for his team. All right, next we have the triple threat match verse 4, the Impact X Division Championship. Manik versus so you have Manik defending the Impact X Division Championship and a triple threat match between himself, Rohit Raju, and Chris Bey. So Manik is actually TJP. Rohit and Bey have been trying to unmask him to prove to Impact Management that it is TJP, and so that he can't be X Division champion because they had a match on Impact between TJP and Rohit Raju where TJP lost. You can't challenge while Rohit's champion for the X Division championship. TJP lost. So I think then this will be Manik's first title defense of the X Division title since he won at Final Resolution. So what I think is going to happen is they're going to keep the title on Manik. I haven't pinned Chris Bey. I'm gonna have. I would think the finish would be Chris Bey hits Art of Finesse on Rohit. Manik comes in, steals the pin on Bey for the 1-2-3, retains the X Division title. I'm gonna go Manik retains the Impact X Division Championship. So we're gonna write that down. We're gonna put Manik. All right. Another one that was sure to be a good match. So, like I said, we're gonna go Manik. Pins Chris Kenny pins a MCMG. Hogan pins Nevaeh. So we had the Knockouts Championship match between challenger Taya Valkyrie, current champion Deonna Purrazzo. So, as you all may know, Deonna Purrazzo did become the Impact Knockouts champion at Slammiversary 2020 with a win over Jordan Grace. And Taya Valkyrie is the longest reigning Knockouts champion of all time right now, with, I want to say, 381-day reign. Homecoming 2019 till about March. Yeah, it was something like that. So, Taya Valkyrie knows what it feels like to be Knockouts champion. So is Purrazzo. She is the current champion 2 times, though. Valkyrie held it once. This is going to be Purrazzo's biggest challenge to date. So we know Purrazzo's been in the feud with Rosemary. She's never done it with Taya, so I'm very interested to see where this match goes. I think this is going to be a killer match, a hard to kill between the ladies. I think so. But I'm going to give the edge to Purrazzo right now. She's on a roll right now. Valkyrie has been doing things for Rosemary in tag action. So I'm going to go Deonna Purrazzo retains the Knockout Championship over Taya Valkyrie. And she's going to do it with Cosa Nostra, the finisher. Moving on, we have the 6-man, old school rules 6-man tag team match. Eric Young, Joe Doering, and Deonna versus Cousin Jake, Rhino, and Tommy Dreamer. Now that one's gonna be a great match. I think it's gonna kill with since he has the no DQ rules in play. I think this is gonna give Eric Young a huge advantage because I've seen what Eric Young could do before in a WWE ring, NXT Takeover War Games. He killed in it. Rhino, ECW, Tommy Dreamer, ECW. Cousin Jake, you really haven't heard much about him. He used to be in the independent scenes with Deonna, who just recently turned heel at Final Resolution. So I think that one will be interesting. But I'm gonna go with the team of Eric Young, Deonna, and Joe Doering. I'm gonna go with them because I feel like these rules will benefit the team because it's no DQ and Eric Young won the Impact World title with a hockey mask. So I feel like this is gonna help them out the most. I'm gonna go Young pins. I have Young winning the match. I have him pinning. Actually, give me a shot because I have him pinning Dreamer in the match. With a pile driver. I have Dreamer getting pinned. Alright, so we have Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan in a barbed wire massacre fight. I think this is going to be the absolute show sealer right here. I've seen Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan before. Always awesome to watch Sami versus Eddie in a fight. I love it, personally. Now we get barbed wire in this. You guys are just trying to raise the level on this Eddie Edwards Sami Callihan rivalry. Remember, Eddie has the damaged eye from Sami Callihan's baseball bat. Not only once, twice he's died him. Or 3 times actually. See, they were the chair in 2018. That cost Eddie a little bit of his career. 20 late 2020, he had all that blood, and then just last week he did as well. So I'm gonna I gotta go Eddie to win the rivalry. So I'm gonna go with Eddie Edwards pin Sammy Callahan. So Eddie Edwards. I'm gonna choose Eddie. Now the Karate Man versus Ethan Page. Don't worry, this is the third to last match I'm covering for Impact's Hard to Kill. This is all I found of today. So Karate Man and Ethan Page. They're the same people. Just alter egos. Ethan Page, former two-time World Tag Team Champion. Karate Man. Who the hell is he? I'm going Karate Man still, but Page really needs to get on track with his mind. I'm going Karate Man easily. So I just think he's just like the Karate Man's more focused. Ethan Page is not. He's being an egomaniac. So yeah. Alright. Second to last match is Rosemary and Crazy Steve versus Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K. This match is a bit of a DK reunion. There's a former stable and Impact known as DK. It was the Biz and Crazy Steve and Rosemary. They were feuding with LAX, Latin American Exchange, Santana, Ortiz, and Homicide, I think. If it was a Homicide, it was Hernandez. So I got DK picking up the win. I'm gonna go with Crazy Steve and Rosemary for the victory in the match. But I have Rosemary pinning Dashwood in the match. I think this one's gonna be a bit of a sleeper match. It's not. It's gonna be like a bit of something that, okay, why would they put this on the card? They could have just had this on an Impact, on a future Impact show. I feel they could have done this with the 6-man or the Karate Man match. They could have done that, or the Myers versus Alexander match I'm about to cover really soon. I feel they could have done this with one of those matches too. But hell, just put it on the pay per view because why not? One more matches, yay! Now on the pre-show, it will be Josh Alexander versus Brian Myers in a one-on-one match. I think this is good for Alexander, seeing him in singles competition, what he can do. We know he can do as a tag team competitor. What can he do as a singles wrestler, though, is the question that I have for Josh Alexander. What can he do as a singles wrestler? So that one is what I want to see. What Alexander will do as a singles wrestler. He has Brian Myers, a former two-time WWE Tag Team Champion, the most professional wrestler. But here's the thing. Myers is on a roll right now. He's been beating people left and right. TJP, he's beating him. He's beating countless guys. He took A. Edwards to the limit. I'm gonna go Brian Myers. He's gonna stay on this roll for a little bit, and I gotta push him, I think, towards the title. I got him going for the world after this match. So my predictions are Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan, Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, Manik retaining, Deonna Purrazzo retaining, Eric Young, Joe Doering, and Diener, Eddie Edwards, the Karate Man, Caleb Wood, Rosemary and Crazy Steve, and Brian Myers. Those are my Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill pay-per-view predictions for January 16th. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the video. Comment down below what you want to see. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell for future notifications when I upload a video. And we will have the Royal Rumble pay-per-view predictions later in the month. So be ready for that. I've been Jesse McVeigh. Peace.